In this video, I will show you all the achievements that you need for the Glory of the Midnight Raider. Hi, here is how we did the achievement Falling Between the Quacks. The achievement needs you to pluck Sergeant Quacker's feathers while in the altar phase of the boss. The first thing you have to do is activate Sergeant Quackers. He is located just on the left next to the boss when entering the raid. When we got to the boss platform, we gave a blue marker to Sergeant Quackers so that he's easier to locate when we're in the altar phase. You can see him on the left side of the screen. We then split up the raid in two groups like you would normally. In this case, group 1 and 3 went down first. When down there, we had our tank pick up all the ads while everyone else went to click Quackers. Once someone clicks him, he is stunned for a while, so it makes it easy for people to also click him without having to chase him around. Once we all clicked, we killed the ads, and then our tank went to click for a feather. We then repeated this with groups 2 and 4 going into the altar phase and helping with pings on where Quackers was located for them to easily find him. We had one guy that was not sure if he clicked it, so we played it safe and did one additional phase. The only way to track the achievement is by having people check if they have a feather chasing them. The Blizzard tracker will show once everyone has the feather, and then we kill the boss. There you go. Falling Between the Quake achievement completed. Hi, here's how we did the achievement The Only Winning Move is Not to Play. To complete this achievement, you need to beat the boss at tic-tac-toe. You need to put 3 banners in a row and then the boss will destroy them. In the following picture, you can see the 3 banners that you need 3 people to pick up. These 3 people will be placing the banners during the fight. On my raid frames, you can see that our 2 hunters and a DK are carrying the banners. We have assigned who will place their banner first, second, and third. When the boss activates his tic-tac-toe phase, you play this as you would normally. Have your tanks move the boss to the ads, and once you have completed the mechanics, the people with the banner will get an extra action button to be able to drop their banner in place. As you can see, we dropped it where we killed the last ad. Then you repeat this 2 more times, each time making sure you pull the boss to the correct ad, so the boss does not win, and then placing the banner after each phase. We ended up putting world markers to be clear on where we wanted the banners to go, putting it on orange with the second person and blue with the third. Once the last person places his banner, the boss will immediately destroy the banners. Once the boss destroys the banners, you are free to kill the boss, and you will complete the achievement. Hi, here's how we did the achievement Hungry Hungry Hatchling. For this achievement, you need everyone to pick up a hatchling in the boss's room and feed it with meat until it falls asleep. Once you have cleared the trash and the boss is pulled, it will spawn a cracked egg on the right side of the room with the hatchling inside. This is where we positioned the whole raid except one tank, so we could immediately pick it up. We had our off tank take over the boss as soon as he picked up the hatchling, so our main tank could also get it before the walls spawned. As soon as we got to the middle, we had everyone put their hatchling on focus so they could keep an eye on the stacks. You can also easily see which is yours because of the light beam on top of it. We then played the boss as we would normally, dodging rings and tanks doing their mechanics until the intermission came. 1 ad on each wall, and then just kill the rest of the ads. It is these ads that drop the meat that our hatchling wants to feed on. The meat from these ads stays the whole fight, so you have plenty of time to let your hatchling eat until after the beam. You need to do this intermission 2 times, because to make your hatchling fall asleep, he needs to get 8 stacks of feeding. Be aware that there is a cooldown on your hatchling feeding, so it takes a while until he eats all 8. Once everyone's hatchling is asleep on the floor, you are free to kill the boss. Once the boss dies, you will have completed your achievement. Hi, here is how we did the achievement It's Treason done. To complete this achievement, you need everyone in the raid to do /kneel on the boss. This will give you a debuff. Make sure everyone has the debuff before pulling the boss. The fight will play as normal, but with one little twist. The debuff. The debuff causes an image of yourself to spawn every now and then. This image will one-shot you if you do not face towards it. Similar to the mythic Saladar mechanic in Manaforge Omega from last expansion, for those of you that are familiar with that. Simply keep an eye on the mechanic and face it. For our raid, I called out on Discord every time it spawned. Be aware, he does this mechanic during the spinning beams as well, so make sure that people are prepared for this. Luckily, the achievement does not fail if someone dies to it. All you need to do is kill the boss, and you will get the achievement. Hi, here is how we did the achievement Ready Set Snap. To complete this achievement, you need the whole raid to break their tethers within 3 seconds of the first person breaking it. What we thought was the easiest way was to be clear to call out when the mechanic was about to happen, so that nobody broke it by accident. We then had a few seconds to get close to the edge of the circle, and with a countdown on Discord we would break it as soon as possible. This achievement is fairly easy if everyone is on Discord and there is some kind of coordination going on. Here's an example of how it sounded for us when we did it. Just stand still now, stand still. And then we're gonna move to the edge, and we're breaking in 3, 2, 1. The fear beam. It is beneficial that you kill the boss fast, so make sure that you split your DPS properly and bloodlust on pull. The faster it dies, the less you need to do the mechanic. As long as people are following the calls, you will get your achievement as soon as you kill the boss. Hi, here's how we did the achievement Aura Farming. To complete this achievement, you need everyone in the raid to get the maximum Aura debuff. To start this achievement, you need everyone to click the book just on the right before the boss platform. Make sure that everyone has the debuff before starting the fight. To charge your aura on this fight is pretty straightforward. You need to have each boss do their ultimate ability that creates a big circle, and you need everyone to stand in it. Standing in it for just a second is more than enough. You will see that everyone gets a new debuff and red circles around them after standing in the first bosses. If everyone has red, then stage 1 is complete. Then you need to repeat this for the other 2 bosses. The second one will make your circles yellow, and the third and last boss will make them blue. It is important to note that if someone has a lower rank than the rest of the raid, he will get stunned if he touches any of these players. If this happens, make sure to make space for this person to get to the boss to change his aura rank, otherwise you will likely have to wipe and go again. If everyone has a blue circle, then you are free to kill the boss. Hi, here's how we did the achievement We Will In Fact See It Again. To complete this achievement, you need to return all of the meat to the emptiness. First off, we need to make sure that everyone picks up the debuff from the light-blinded vanguards, aka the paladin's room. Next to the portal that you are charging to the crown of the cosmos, there is a puddle that you need to stand in for a certain time, until you receive a 10-minute debuff. You will play the first phase of the Crown of the Cosmos fight like you normally would. The achievement does not affect anything here. It is in the intermission that everyone will need to go close and deposit their debuffs in the emptiness, which is the middle of the room. Make sure you are close enough to deposit it and do it before the intermission ends. Here you can see how that went for us. The intermission is unchanged for the rest. Once you have done all that and the intermission ends, a new ad will spawn. You want to focus this target as soon as possible, because it has an AoE interrupt, and after about 15 seconds it will turn the whole raid hostile. You don't want that. Once you have killed the ad, everyone will receive a new debuff. This is the debuff we need in Intermission 2 and to complete the achievement. After you have done this, just kill the boss as soon as possible. We used Bloodlust right after we did Intermission 2, and then we got the achievement. Hi, here is how we did the achievement Eggsistential Crisis. To complete this achievement, you need to infuse the Sunwell egg with both light and void magic. In simple terms, stand in light and dark with it. The Sunwell egg can be found on the left side of the boss's arena, as I show in the video. This achievement is very simple and quick. The egg needs power from both magics, but it's important to note that you need to fill one magic first to 100% and then the other magic to 100%. If you mix them, it can bug out. As you can see, I passed the egg to our priest in the beginning because he had the dark debuff and we had decided to start with dark. He then stood into all the dark mechanics to charge the egg to 100%. It went really quick when standing in the big circles. It gave not so much when soaking orbs. So just standing in the big circle is probably your best bet. He then passed the egg back to me because I was light, and then I start filling up the egg as well, which you can see in the remainder of the video. As soon as you have filled up both magic, light and dark, you are free to kill the boss as fast as you want, and congrats on the achievement. Here's how we did the achievement, all the things he said. To complete this achievement, you need to interrupt 12 memories of Valeria. These ads are spawned in the last phase. To start this achievement, you first need to activate the Void Torch. You want to see an orb on the Void Torch to see that it's active. The fight is played completely the same way as you normally would in P1, P2, and Intermission. Here you see a little bit of P1, P2, and the Intermission, just for the sake of it. If you just want to see P3, skip to minute 2. The only difference in P3 for the achievement is that every time you use a crystal to soak the big hit, it will spawn 3 adds that do a cast. You will first want to run out of the cone the boss does, and then look back to do your kicks on the memories before they disappear. They cast quite quick and they disappear quite quick, so you do have to be really quick on turning around as well. Seeing as you only get 3 at a time, you need to do this 4 times. If you One thing that you need to be careful for is if you have a group of very geared people, you need to make sure to tell them to hold their damage through all the phases. Just bring him low 20 or 30%, because you can kill the boss before this phase otherwise. I will show the whole of P3 just sped up a little bit in case that helps someone. Once you have interrupted 12 memories, you are free to kill the boss and you will get the achievement.